Again, today I'm going to be talking about my innovative idea, which is New Ground Cafe. It is a social enterprise venture. So firstly, I will talk about the idea. So the idea is to set up a cafe in Farmers that hires homeless people who sleeps rough locally. The cafe will train individuals in becoming skilled barista, learning how to cook and other multiple skills. And the cafe will be entirely run by homeless people with so one supervisor which will kind of teach the homeless people how everything is done, and it will be completely transparent about this fact. So this opportunity gives the homeless people a chance, to gain skills and use them elsewhere. This means that the turnover within the cafe will be quite quick, allowing the social enterprise to help as many local people sleeping rough as possible. So now next I'll be talking about the social impact. So it is an innovative response to the needs of individuals who have slept rough, who have a socio-economical disadvantage, offering barista skill as a tool to take home as disadvantaged individual on a journey to employability and entrepreneurship. Now looking at the aspect of simply why the homeless people and why would we open a cafe in Cornwall, I meant. So one of the reasons is the number of rough sleepers in Cornwall has exploded in the past 7 years, at a time where council spending on dealing with homeless has dropped sadly drastically. Another aspect would be a shocking report from the National Audit Office. The number of rough sleepers in Cornish town and its capital city increased by 52% between 2009 and 2016. So less than 10 years, massive. Another aspect would be not only will rough sleepers experience extreme isolation and often severe weather conditions, but we know that they have a high risk of dying young, and research showed that 17 times more likely to experience abuse to the general public. Yes. So now looking at another aspect of our project, which is our mission and values. So as a social enterprise, we want to differentiate ourselves from any normal businesses. So through our mission statement, we're going to focus on three main aspects. The first one being communication. So we want to be effective in communicating our product and explaining how it differs from others. Our second aspect is to focus on a clear social value to guide our operation. And the last aspect is to deliver a unique and high quality customer experience and product, concluding to an aim, which is to create a transparent enterprise that will improve the individual quality of life. Now looking at mission statement, so the New Ground Cafe is a commercially focused social enterprise producing high quality hot drinks and baked goods. So the purpose of a business activity is to provide meaningful training and educational and social activities to disadvantaged adults who are excluded from mainstream society. Now looking at the objective of our company, of my company, is to provide opportunity for homeless people to start a new life. So two main points. Firstly, gaining income. The second aspect is gaining key life skills and transferable skills for the workforce. So after a short period of time, there will be help to look for similar work elsewhere. So we're just not going to leave them independent and try to find a job by themselves. However, the objective is also to be a profitable firm which makes quality products. So hopefully the customer will not only be attracted by a social mission, but also by the quality of a product and vice versa. So if this concept is actually effective, which it will, our long-term goal would be to open other cafe with the same concept of hiring homeless people, and that's why I need the help of you guys, you sharks, to scope for this growth. From being a successful small cafe in a small town in Cornwall called Farmers to a major franchise all over Cornwall, and hopefully even expand to England and maybe in the world. So now looking at the economically viable aspects, we also need your help for those resources to fund the rental of a property with a functional kitchen and cafe, and funding for wages for the homeless people and for the full-time workers, and also to pay for inventory, which is quite expensive. So looking at legal structure, the New Ground Cafe is a community interest company which is limited by shares. So the CEC, the community interest company, exists to benefit the community as opposed to private shareholders, and I believe that is the most effective way to structure my company. So this will allow the company to raise funds quickly to train the individual in need, so they're ready for work straight after they're done with kind of an internship in some ways, keep a fast-paced turnover, and help as many people sleeping rough as possible. And another point is that as investor meeting first, this promote innovative thinking with the team to make sure both social and financial returns are considered. Company limited by share is also more beneficial for long-term investment, and we hope that this venture will be long-lasting and help as many individuals as possible. Looking at the aspect of social media and our plan and my plan is the main focus on social media, planning to raise awareness for the brand and its mission and access, our younger student audience in Falmouth. As you may have probably don't know, Falmouth is quite a majority of the people living in Falmouth are students, and also is to help cost on marketing. And another aspect would be utilize a sharing strategy whereby we will first listen to our local clientele in Cornwall and understand their needs and want within the community. We will then aim to share articles and news stories that the Cornish local will be interested in reading and will be helpful to them, hopefully. Yes. And looking at the main issue we're running this, my new round cafe, is that it will be limited by income and strict governance structure from the Food Standard Agency, also by the Financial Conduct Authority and DBS checks, as some individual may have some criminal history. Looking at the risk and achievability, keeping the clear goals and guidelines for running the business in respect. The second will be the Cornwall is the poorest country in the UK, and it will be hard to help as many individuals sinking rough as possible, because there is a lot of homeless people in Cornwall, guys. The homeless are hard to manage and make sure they come back. People might not want to support a cafe because of social attitudes towards the homeless. Risk can be tackled by innovative management and effective planning to prevent a large impact on company should any risk occur. Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you, Sharks, for this. Any questions?
So what are your specific financial needs? How much money do you need from us?
Answering your question, Sharks, about the financial aspect. So looking at the inventory, I will need, £20,000, because as coffee machine costs a lot of money, 10,000. You need the coffee grinder, which is approximately 1,000, or the computer and the printer, roughly £1,000. We also need all the equipment, also the additional cost, the cost of construction, also some marketing cost, and considering the monthly cost as employees will cost us £8,000 monthly, and we also need a supply which will cost between £1,000 to £2,000. So that's why I'm asking for 50,000 for 30% of my company.
Did you think about any other competitors?
So looking, asking a question and answering the question about the competitive environment, I am well aware that there's multiple competition, but they're all based in London, such as the Rice Bakery, based in the east of London, or we also have the Luminary Bakery, or also the Gal Artisanal Bakery, all three bakery which are extremely successful in London. But so there's no reason why our cafe won't be successful. But also let's not rather than while differentiating. Basically, my cafe to those three bakeries. I am based in Cornwall, and as I've mentioned to you guys, now you must be well aware that the issues with homeless people is way higher in Cornwall than in London. So yes.
So homeless people will be very difficult to manage day to day in a working environment. How will you ensure that they're supported and managed so that they become efficient and reliant workers for your cafe?
I am well aware that it is very hard to take care of homeless people, because they might be violent and other aspects, but it is doable. Staff will help to support employees through their whole journey to work within the cafe. They will train the employee with the special skills, for example, how to make a coffee or how to bake a croissant, of course with a lot of butter, and work the till. Some other aspect is staff will have one-to-one session with the employees where they will help them make the most out of their newly earned salary by spending it, or they will also help link employees to other charities and agencies for the homeless people. And mainly the most important aspects is each homeless people, each employee coming to our cafe will have to sign a contract that we actually made, and if they break this contract they will be directly kicked out of the cafe. And this contract, this abusive power, or being, and multiple aspects about that.
So we would like to offer you your full £50,000, and we each will take 10% of your business if you're happy with that.
Well, yeah, of course I'm very happy with that. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Looking forward, guys, to come to Cornwall then.
Yeah.